Hey everybody, I'm Nate Dolan, and thanks for coming in to my YouTube channel again. It's Nate Dolan. So please click the subscribe button below and let me know if you like what we got going on with our videos, and let me know if you don't. Also, I just wanted to touch base today with anxiety issues, anxiety disorders, which I've suffered from my whole life. Actually, probably not my whole life. I noticed them about age 11. And I wanted to go over some symptoms with you guys because I know a lot of people suffer from anxiety and many symptoms, and they sometimes don't know what they are or what they're feeling. My story, I probably felt my first flip-flop in my chest or a flutter in my chest at probably age 11. And I didn't know what the heck it was. It scared the heck out of me. I went home, told my mom, went to the doctor, had an EKG, had an echocardio. Everything was good. And kind of in and out my whole life, I developed more anxiety symptoms, more anxiety disorders, and eventually at about age 23, I checked myself into treatment from alcohol. Because when I drank, I didn't feel any anxiety. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't worry. It took all my problems away. Of course, until the morning, that is, when I woke up, and then it magnified them times 10. So, what I want to deal with you today, this is part one of our first video. I want to go over a lot of anxiety symptoms. And it's not a small deal. Over 40 million people in the United States suffer from anxiety. And that's about 37% of our population in the United States. No, excuse me, 40 million people is not 37%, my mistake. 40 million people suffer from anxiety. 37% of that 40 million people never tell a friend, never tell a soul, and never get help for it. So I think it is a major issue here. So what I want to do is I just want to go over some symptoms that I've dealt with throughout my life, and I'm sure many of you dealt with in your life. So if you're Googling anxiety symptoms, I'll give you a few right now, because I know it's tough to talk about with people, and it's hard to tell a doctor even. You go to the doctor and you want to tell a doctor what your symptoms are and how you suffer from anxiety, and if that doctor never felt anxiety like you do or felt it the way you feel it in your life, how is he going to diagnose you and understand what you're feeling? So I thought I'd put this out there because I suffered through it for many, many years, and I've actually came to deal with it. And I've discovered a couple life-saving books and videos and help from a lot of people, friends and family, and you'll never get rid of your anxiety is one thing I've learned, but you can manage it and you can understand it. So let's understand some of the few symptoms. I'm missing 100, I'm missing 1,000 symptoms, but I'm going to go over a lot of these symptoms with you. Because when you Google anxiety, you get about 6 symptoms that are pretty vague. Some that I get and some that I don't. Shaking, tremors, you feel in your hands. I get these a lot. And what happens along with that is you'll shake. And you can even feel it in your arms sometimes. Your hands will shake, your arms will shake. You sweat a lot with that, get sweaty hands, sweaty forehead even. The hands are a major issue with me also. Cold, clammy hands are another cause. Hot flashes, I deal with these throughout the day. I dealt with this a little bit before I started the video, because one thing I do hate is I hate public speaking. And to be in front of a camera is one of my anxiety issues also. But what do you got to do? You just got to keep going, and you got to overcome them. If you hate something, do it more and more until it feels a little comfortable. Dizziness. Dizziness is huge with anxiety. A lot of this time you'll get lightheadedness. You'll take a couple steps, you'll feel unbalanced with your feet. A lot of that has to do with your breathing. You're going to breathe either shallow or you're going to breathe extra breaths because you don't want to breathe shallow. So then you're going to take deep breaths, and if you take too many deep breaths too fast, you're going to feel lightheaded also. Forgetfulness. There's another one I deal with a lot. I think I'm cracking up sometimes, which I probably am, but I forget a lot of things when I have a lot on my mind, and that's a major symptom, anxiety. Slurred words. So if you are forgetting things, you're having a bad day, sometimes your words are slurred, your speech slows down. That also is another symptom. Tingling. This one's huge with sweaty, hot flashes in hands. You're going to get tingly sensations. I get them in my fingers, I get them in my face sometimes, I get them in my lips. And that comes from anxiety also. I'm going to stop for a second here on the tingly. I am not a medical doctor, I want you to know that. I'm just giving you examples of what I felt and what I know my friends feel, different symptoms of that. So, I mean, if you're sitting here with chest pain and you're thinking, oh, is it anxiety? I mean, call 911 and get help. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to say I'm right on everything. I'm just giving you some examples of how I feel. So if you're that 1 in a million that's actually something seriously is wrong with you, just make a doctor's appointment or get help. Palpitations are a major one for me. I get like a flip-flop feeling in my chest when I get anxious or real nervous. It'll feel like a butterfly in my chest. Sometimes it'll last for a 1/10 of a second. Sometimes it'll last for 3 seconds. But when it lasts for 3 seconds, I promise you it feels like it's lasting for about 3 hours. Very scary. Fast heartbeats, your pulse will go up maybe to 100. Slow back down. And another one, if you have major anxiety as well, and as you all know, you feel your pulse quite a bit. I mean, I'll sit there at work sometimes and I'll feel my pulse and I'll think, wow, I wonder if my heart's beating fast enough. What if it's not? Maybe it's too slow. And I'll go back and forth. Some days I'll think, oh my gosh, what's going on with me today? My heart's beating fast. And the next day I'll go to the opposite. Why is my heart beating slow? What if it stops? Oh no, what if I die? You know how it is, everyone out there that suffers from this. Your senses, I feel, mine get way more heightened. I mean, you can feel everything. I've been driving home with my AC on, and all of a sudden I'll feel my knee get cold when I'm driving in the car. And I'll think, oh, what's wrong with me? Why is my knee getting cold? Something's wrong with me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. And I look down and it's the vent blowing on my knee. I think our senses are quite a bit more sensitive because we're always in fight or flight. And I believe that we feel a lot more than other people do that don't suffer from this condition. The things that I feel when I'm going through a really rough week, if I drink caffeine or if I chew tobacco, which I usually chew, and I usually have no problems chewing tobacco. But when I am having a rough week and I put a chew in my mouth, I will go full mode into a panic and feel like something terrible is going to happen. Same with caffeine too, if I drink a couple too many coffees. And alcohol, that'll do the same thing with alcohol also. Not right away or not the night you're drinking it, but when you wake up in the morning, remember how you felt before? The reason why you had a couple drinks? Well, that's going to be about 50 million times worse now. Obsessive thinking, what ifs, what if this is going to happen, what if that's going to happen? There's a major symptom. We always think the worst. What's going to happen if this goes wrong at work and I get fired? Stop thinking what ifs. Another one is like, for me, is like I fear death. Fear of dying is a major thing. I think that's why I have anxiety. I go into panic mode. I fear, oh my gosh, what if I'm going to die? I've done this for many years too, and whenever I went on vacation with a family or friends or anything, mark your calendars when that vacation's going to be, because I got a little work to do before that vacation. I would always locate the nearest hospital and see the quickest route to get there if something bad was going to happen. I would always think, what if I fall off here, or I fell here, or I get hurt, or I cut myself and I got to get to the doctor. I would always know where that hospital was, which is, I think a lot of you will be able to recognize that too if you're going through anxiety. Not enjoying things in life. You just really don't want to go on vacation anymore because you fear everything. I hunt and I love to hunt and I love to deer hunt. And my anxiety stops me sometimes from walking too deep in the woods because I want to be on the edge of the woods just in case I need to get out quick or make a run for my car to get to a hospital. It's quite sad, actually. Another one is nausea. Nausea is huge. You get that knot in your stomach, kind of feel upset stomach, and that comes along with the headaches. And quite a bit for me, migraines will trigger it also. You get a lot of migraines. And all I can tell you is these are just such a small amount of symptoms. There's so many symptoms out there that I can't even begin to describe. I just wanted to touch base on a few of these for me. And when you have all these symptoms and the panic attacks, I know a panic attack is you're wondering too, you feel like you're gonna die, your heart races, you don't know where to go, but run to the ER room. That's another symptom also. And that one is one of the most, I would say, major ones that comes with anxiety, just the fear of you're gonna die. This is part one of our video. I just wanted to go over symptoms today with you and tell you a little bit about myself. Next video I do, if you guys want me to, I will go over a couple different ways how to stop these symptoms that I've learned over the years and how to cope with them and actually start helping yourself. So if you like this video, I appreciate you watching. Leave a comment, and if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll get in touch with you also if I can answer any questions for you. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.